To celebrate the 4th of July, I've decided to compile 10 of the most patriotic trucks in Monster Jam. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we get started, this video is sponsored by Raid Shop.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Number 10. Starting off this list, we have the World Finals 17 Medusa that also ran at the World Finals 16 Young Gun Shootout, driven by Brianna Mahan because Medusa was doing, who knows. Also, I picked this photo because of the weird dogtail that's, this photo is just so perfect, with just the tail on the back of the truck right there. So anyway, I like this better than the original white Medusa because I feel like it's more red, white, and blue rather than the original one, which is mostly just stars. But yeah, unfortunately they didn't make this into a die-cast. They claim they did, but they really didn't. Especially if you really see that truck. Number 9. At number 9, we have the Soldier Fortune Black Ops. I picked this one over the original Soldier Fortune because I feel like the black version looks a lot meaner looking. And I think it looks a little bit better than the original one. The other one, they just look like they just put like mint green on it and just put camouflage on it and just called it a day. But yeah, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. If you remember, I put this as one of the ugliest monster trucks a few years ago. But I do like the Black Ops, especially when it has red lights on it. Number 8. At number 8, we have an old classic, USA 1. You know a truck's gonna make this type of list if it has the name USA in it. But yeah, I do love this is the original one. I think the revival one is actually a bit better. Let me pull that up. And here it is in all its glory. I feel like this is a lot better now that they put the blue with the white stars on it. And yeah, this did briefly retire, but they did bring it back several years ago. And I'm glad they did. This is a pretty neat truck. Number 7. At number 7, we have the World Finals 20 Avenger. Now, the reason why I didn't put this in my top 19 Avenger paint schemes is because that's outdated. I mean, don't even watch that anymore, but yet people still do. But thank you. But I don't think I'm going to update it for a very long time. But that's enough about me. Here's about the truck. This truck is pretty cool. I actually kind of like this, believe it or not. With the silver chassis and the red, white, and blue as well. And this is another split paint job, so I'll show you the other side in a second here. But I do love the logo. It kind of grew on me, actually. I originally did not like this truck that much, but as I said, it grew on me with the white lights and the Steps logo. I don't know why. But now, here comes the other side. And here it is. The right side of it. It has the blue, has a blue with the white stars. And I just noticed this. I love how they try to make a flame effect with the blue, like put dark blue flame with the light blue background to kind of differentiate it. That's a really neat touch. Also, this truck did run in Orlando in just this year. So it's one of those rare Avengers that has competed outside of the World Finals, and that's very, very cool. Number 6. At number 6, we have the Saigon Shaker. This is one that's kind of been in the back of my mind. I kind of forget it exists, but I'm happy it does. You know, for a patriotic truck, you don't have to go all out. Like, I'm glad the Saigon Shaker didn't, because this is one of those old, like, military trucks like you'd see in like Korea and Vietnam, and with the metal logo right there with the looks like the German cross from World War I with the Monster Jam logo there, and that website on the top. I'll give you a chance to read that, and another sponsor on the very back. Sorry, I kind of run out of stuff. I do like the metal that's kind of exposed on the front of it with the star on the top, and the roof really gets to me because it reminds me of how old this body really is. Number 5. At number 5, we have the Airborne Ranger, the very first one. The second one was also really cool with the camouflage one, but I decided to go with the original one just because it looks a little nicer with the stars and the blue canton. That's the name of the blue part of the American flag, if you didn't know that, the canton. So there's an interesting fact for you. I also love, for some reason, I really love the stripes on the back of the truck. In fact, the other side is completely covered in stripes. Let me try to pull that up for you. And there it is. Sorry, there's a whole... I just realized there's so many split paint jobs on this list, but I think this might be the very last one. So I really like how they did the flames on the other side. It looks like it's a tattered flag rather than just flames. And that's a really cool detail to have. Number 4. At number 4, we have a very nostalgic truck here, the American Guardian. Try to focus on it, but I've always had a hard-on for this truck. I really love the die-cast with the white tires, white rims, actually, and the American flags in the back. Unfortunately, this truck is no longer with us, sadly. But I've always loved the eagle head with the stripes in the back of the truck, and the eagle on the top of the hood as well. Number 3. At number 3, we have the Patriot. This is the second iteration of it. The first one was white with this paint scheme, and the other one had the eagle. That was at World Finals 15. But I've always had a hard-on for this truck, and I just realized that they have riveting in the blue. That's very nice, and I love the American flag on the bottom as well. This is just a pretty shade of blue, and I love the font of the Patriot truck, and I just wish you would have kept this truck. But the new one is just as good, but nothing will beat the original. Number 2. At number 2, we have V8 Bomber, the original one, not the green one. The green one's kind of eh. But the silver one, I love the die-cast version of this. That's one of my favorite trucks of all time, and I'm glad that it was one of the few that had a real-life version of it, especially with the silver. And I love the bolts to make it look like a World War II fighter machine. And it kind of reminds me of Bubba Wallace's Patriotic paint scheme a few years ago, and people really like that one as well. And I love the smile to make it look like a fighter plane, as I said. And the logo is pretty cool, and the eye... I'm sorry, I'm just running out of things to say here. Moving on. And now, the number 1 Patriotic paint scheme / truck goes to none other than the U.S. Air Force Afterburner. I mean, come on, this is undisputed at this point. The Air Force Afterburner is one of the most iconic trucks in all of Monster Jam. And the silver and blue is unmatched. Unfortunately, this truck became Monster Energy, and sadly. But needless to say, I mean, come on, this truck won a World Finals Championship with Damon Bradshaw, one of the best drivers of all time. And, of course, the logo, I mean, you can't get more patriotic than the Air Force or the U.S. Army. And that's all I have to say about that. Now, I pass the question on to you. What is your favorite patriotic paint scheme or patriotic truck? Leave a comment down below, please subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching.